The housing crisis is affecting everybody in society at some level. Some people are suffering significantly, but there's very few at the moment who are not being affected by the housing crisis throughout the state. The housing crisis, first of all, is a life and death issue. It is leading to significant deaths throughout Ireland at the moment. It is creating a situation where people are being forced into emergency accommodation with all of the negative aspects that entails. So if you're a youngster growing up in emergency accommodation, your whole ability to socialise, to study, for good nutrition, all those elements of your life are radically restricted by the housing crisis. But the housing crisis is leading to hundreds of thousands of people being in housing distress, either having difficulty in paying mortgages, having difficulty in paying rents, living in the spare rooms of their parents, not able to get accommodation for themselves. It's also significantly affecting public services in this country now, where you have doctors and nurses and teachers who are not able to live in particular regions because the prices are far too high. Indeed, the whole system of spatial development in this country is, if you're a youngster and you have a college degree, you have to pretty much move to Dublin to get a college-type job, but you can't live in Dublin because of the prices of houses. You have to live 30, 40, 50 miles away, which means that you're part of the commuter hell experience that people are forced to live in throughout the state. And even private investment, foreign direct investment, is now reducing due to the fact that we have such a crisis in housing. It is, as I said, first of all, a life and death issue, and we aim to have been raising this consistently over the last number of years, and the figures are shocking. Remember this, that only Dublin records the number of people who die in homelessness in the whole country. No other local authority records the people who are losing their lives in homelessness. So in 2018, we found out that 47 homeless people died in Dublin. In 2019, 49 homeless people died in Dublin. And it became obvious to me in the summer of 2020 that something drastic was happening. In actual fact, we learned that homeless people were being denied services and help in Dublin and told to go home to their counties of origin at that time, even though, because of COVID, you could be arrested for crossing county boundaries at that time. Now, the government promised an investigation. Tragically, that investigation has dragged on for years. And in 2020, we found out that 76 people died in homelessness in Dublin. An incredible figure. It represents a 60% increase on the death rate in previous year. The following year saw 115 people die in homelessness in Dublin, and last year was 95. This is an incredible situation, that we have so many people dying just in Dublin because, in large part, because of homelessness. And behind each of these individual statistics, there's an individual living human being, or there was an individual living human being, a person who had family, a person who had friends. And the age cohort of these deaths are also very, very concerning. Of the 20 people who died in homelessness in Dublin so far this year, 10 were between the ages of 30 and 49. 2/3 of the people who died in homelessness this year were younger than me.